Hello and welcome to Student Voice. I'm Shaun Bowman. Students and faculty from Chattanooga State are becoming more involved in film and the entertainment industry. Many of the students are working on their own projects, which will be shown at the Chattanooga State Film Festival this weekend. With us today is a man working in Hollywood and teaching at Chattanooga State. His name is Dylan Kussman. How are you doing, Dylan?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So Dylan, what are some of your most recent projects you're working on?
Well, last year, actually in 2016, I worked as a writer on the latest Mummy movie, The Mummy, that came out last year. So I worked as, professionally as a screenwriter. I was over in London and Namibia for the better part of 6 months, working with Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe on The Mummy. And currently, right now, I've produced and starred in a music video for a song that I wrote that came out earlier this year. And right now, at this moment, I am teaching a class over in the humanities department for the professional actors training program. Nice,
very nice. So you were over there. They asked you to write that while you were. While they were working on the film. It was an ongoing process.
They brought me on to the film about 6 weeks before they started shooting, and then I stayed throughout the 4.5 months of the production shoot.
Oh, okay. So how long have you been in the entertainment business? You know, what's the process like, whether acting or writing for a big feature?
There are two separate answers to that. The first one is I have been acting since I was 11 years old. I started in community theater when I was 11 years old. My parents are both in the entertainment industry in Los Angeles, which is where I grew up. And I'm 47 now, so that's 36 years I've been acting. I wrote my first screenplay and had it produced when I was 20. So I've been a produced professional screenwriter for about 27 years, I guess then. And I've also been directing. In the last decade, I directed a couple seasons of a web series, one season of which shot here in Chattanooga, and I also directed my feature film directorial debut that came out last year. So I've been doing that for about 10 years. As far as what goes on a major motion picture set or writing for that, you know, they need people to write the scripts that get the movie greenlit and get it made, but they also, on a big budget film like that, where actors are changing dialogue and the director's coming up with new ideas for scenes or action sequences, they need someone on set to make those adjustments as they go so the studio knows what is going on the set, and basically just act as an on-set, on-location writer.
Okay. I did not know that's how that worked. How has film impacted your life?
Well, it's so much different now than when I was a kid. My formative experiences in a movie theater was definitely Star Wars, which came out when I was 6 at the Man Chinese Theater, and I'll never forget that moment of being there on that big screen and watching that Star Destroyer come right over the top of the camera at the top of the movie. And also The Black Stallion. I loved that movie as a kid. That movie had a big emotional effect on me. But that was when you had to go to the movie theater to see the latest, hit film. Now you can see the latest hit film on your phone or your iPad or on your television screen. So I think that entertainment media is just a lot more ever-present for kids now. My son's 6 and he knows the logo for Netflix and he knows the logo for Amazon because he knows he can go to those places and basically call up any episode of any show that he wants at any time. It's not like he's rushing through dinner because at 7 o'clock I have to see The Bionic Woman. You know?
Yeah.
I'm dating myself. I'm really dating myself. But that's what it used to be like.
Yeah, that's why when you say the Man, you're talking about the Grauman's Chinese Theater.
Yeah.
And
I guess it was the Grauman's Chinese. Good one. I think that's what it was when I went. It was the Grauman's Chinese.
Wow.
But it's become a man theater.
It's a man
I think
theater?
so. It's a multiplex now. There's still the main theater, but there's a multiplex within the Chinese theater.
Very nice. Very nice. So now you're teaching at Chattanooga State. What exactly are you teaching?
It shifted. The focus shifted. For the first 6 weeks, I was teaching Shakespeare performance to a group of their students in their professional actors training program. So we did some Shakespeare scenes. We did some Shakespeare monologues. We just talked about some of the practical aspects of performing plays that are 400 years old. Mm-hmm. And now we have transitioned into, I'm directing one of their spring plays. I'm directing a play called Boy's Life, and we are sort of early in the process for that, and that's going to open late April.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Shakespeare, that's a whole different world, so
yeah.
If you know how to do it, you know, more power to you. Could we have a preview of what you will be talking about at the Chattanooga State Film Festival?
Well, first of all, I'm just really honored that the Chattanooga State Film Festival asked me to come and be their keynote speaker on Friday night. Big thanks to Sarah Page for asking me to come out and do that, and just to be there with a bunch of young, up-and-coming, hungry filmmakers and actors and all the aspects of making films. The subject of the talk that I do is called Do What Dylan Did, and it's basically just how have I managed to have a career in the entertainment business for 36 years. And so I'm going to go through kind of some general principles that I have lived my life by and executed my career by. And I'm also going to give some practical advice to independent filmmakers about what I think is important in today's marketplace to get your stories to their audiences.
Very, very useful information. Do you have any advice for people looking to become a star in Hollywood?
I don't, because I'm not a star and I don't know how to become a star. All I know how to do is to become, to work on how to be a better actor, a better writer, a better director. The life in this business is a process. You never get there. You never arrive. There is no place to arrive or get to where you're suddenly, I'm done. I am now a star. That's just not the way it works, at least in my case. Mm-hmm. We could point to some ascendant stars who became stars very quickly and very young, but that hasn't been my experience, and I can't really speak to that.
Yeah, I think that you're just mostly focusing on, how to have a job and be successful and have work in the industry. I think that's what you're trying to focus on.
Yeah, and especially my talk tomorrow is about how can I help someone get from where they are now to the next step in their career, It's strange for me because I've spent my whole life pursuing work for myself, but I've arrived now in this place in my late 40s that I have enough experience to, I want to help someone who's trying to get to where I am from where they are. And that's what everybody in this business needs to do, is you've got to reach back over the wall and pull people up, what I mean?
All right, well, that's it for this episode of Student Voice. For more information about the Chattanooga State Film Festival, find us on Facebook and have a great day.